Welcome, my earthworm gyms. How are you doing on this fine day? We got some blue and TD battles today. We're gonna do, of course, some quick play action. We're gonna show off one of the weirdest towers in the game. It's not like any of the others. It is the Sniper. Yes, I do pronounce it Sniper because I think it's more fun to call it a Sniper. Yes, you spell it S-C-H, Sniper. Yes, you would. So we're gonna enter this battle here. Now, the thing about Snipers is they're kind of weird. You can't use them in that many effective situations. But if you do use them right, they can be fairly good. The only issue is, because of the weaknesses, people will exploit them quite often, and the snipers end up being not as great as you want them to be. That being said, we're going to talk about all the upgrades, how we can use them effectively, and when we kind of just should stay away from them. So, as far as picking him as a tower, I would generally say, don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not one of the best things. So I'm going to go Sniper. I'm going to do a tack shooter, and we're going to do a farm, and we're going to do something else like a dart monkey. Absolutely perfect. Alright. So, basically, our plan here is to use the snipers more in the mid-game. Like, early game, you're really not meant to use the snipers, even though you can use them in some situations against these blacks and pinks. Like, alright, maybe you can use them a little bit. But in general, you should probably only use them right around 12, 13, 14, 15. And then eventually, if you want to, around 18, they can actually be a fairly effective asset to your team. So that's how you should use them. What map should you pick him on? Almost none. As I was saying, it's not because none of the maps are good for the sniper. That's not the reason at all. He does have infinite range and everything. The main reason is that he just isn't that great of a tower by himself, and you only have 3 towers to pick from, so, like, no, just don't do it, man. Just don't pick the sniper in one of your towers. On the other hand, if you do get him as a random tower, you can still use him in sort of effective ways, especially if you're limited in a lot of other situations. And we also have to understand the sniper for other modes, like random trio. If we get a sniper in there, or a sniper in there, how are we going to make him actually be a good teammate to our other towers? How are we going to use the sniper effectively? So that is the point of this video. Again, repeating that normally we wouldn't pick him as a tower, but we need to understand him and be able to use him in a lot of these other weirder situations. So anyways, I was able to get a pretty good amount of eco over here. I ended up getting quite a bit of stuff here, and still not losing very many lives at all. And I'm going to get a quick 3rd tier tack shooter. I might end up getting some sort of dart monkey as well, and we'll see if he does start to rush us with some pinks or something. Maybe just getting 1 sniper on strong will be okay. But I'm going to take advantage of this farming situation if it is allowed. So we need to talk about the upgrade to the sniper. Honestly, this video is probably going to go by faster than a lot of the other individual tower series videos, because the sniper's actually kind of easy to understand. Like, he does what he says. There's no special things about him, really. You know what I mean? So, as a 0-0 sniper, when should you use him? Well, he's actually sort of okay if you put him... First of all, number 1 rule. Almost always, in almost every single situation you can think of, put him on strong. In very, very rare circumstances where you have some sort of glue gunner or something in the front, you would put him on first, maybe. But, like, just in general, just always. Just as soon as you put down the sniper, just put him on strong so you don't forget. And what that's going to allow you to do is to get rid of these other balloons. So the cool thing about the sniper, a lot of people don't realize this, is even though it says it goes through 2 layers, it's not the same thing as like a dart monkey. So if you don't understand the sniper at all, it's not the same thing at all as like a dart monkey. For example, when you upgrade to a 0-1 dart monkey, he pops 2 balloons per shot. Yes, but the sniper attacks 1 balloon down 2 layers. So that is completely different. So I'm going to get a few more snipers in here, and we're going to put them all on strong. I'm just going to get a bunch of 0-0s for now, and we're going to see what we want to do with them a little bit later on. Also, I'm going to get a couple dart monkeys really quick. I got enough banana farms forever. We can survive. This has also only got a wizard, which is kind of funky. But, when I say it goes through 2 layers, when you talk about higher tier balloons, for example, a black balloon, when you attack a black... or let's talk about a... yeah, we're going to do a black balloon. So normally a black balloon has 2 pinks inside of it, right? But when you pop the black balloon, 2 pinks aren't going to come out. It's actually going to be 2 yellows. So we're going through 2 layers, and in essence, popping the black balloon and the 2 pink balloons, popping 3 balloons with that 1 shot. So against higher tier balloons, the snipers do a lot better. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get a quick 2-3 sniper, basically. That is my plan. 2-3 sniper all the way, man. If I'm going to get most of the time, if I'm going to get a sniper in battles, it's going to be a 2-3 sniper. So let's see if we can get enough money for it. Of course, it is reasonably expensive. I mean, $2,750 here, but we do end up getting it before round 13, which is usually the dangerous level. And the cool thing is, he's got a lot of popping power in here. He's got camel lead popping power, and he's got a bunch of other cool stuff as well. So now we understand the 0-0 sniper. He pops through the same balloon 2 layers instead of popping 2 separate balloons. You know, that, again, that's a big difference here that some people don't understand, which is kind of sad. But then when we move up to the next layer here, we get the full metal jacket, which pops camos, it pops leads, and it pops 4 layers. So now we're popping a pink down to a red. But again, if you have these higher tier balloons, you know, rainbows that pop into 2 zebras, the 2 zebras pop into whites and blacks, and those whites and blacks each pop into, you know, a lot of balloons. So basically, when you really think about it, you have like this one mega balloon that kind of just pops into an array of a ton of smaller balloons. So when we're popping through these layers, we're actually popping through a lot more balloons than just 4 balloons. We're popping through, I don't even know, 10, 20. I don't want to do the math in my head. It would just confuse me and probably confuse you guys as well. So it's probably best for us not even to talk about it. But as you can tell, snipers are good against high tier balloons. That's what they're meant to do. So the next upgrade after Full Metal Jacket is 0.50. Now this one's kind of interesting because we're going from 4 layers all the way up to 7 layers. So we're going rainbows down to, I believe, reds, if I'm not mistaken. And that, again, is not just, you know, a rainbow has how many balloons inside of it? A crap ton of balloons inside of it. Like 25 balloons? I don't even know, man. A lot of freaking balloons. It's got like 50 balloons inside of it. It's got about 50 balloons inside of it. So, you're popping through, basically, you know, 45 balloons or whatever, but just by using this one sniper. But of course, he is indeed expensive. When you're getting up to these upgrades, it's $2,000. Now, moving up even further, we have the Deadly Precision upgrade, which is now $4,000. But that $4,000 upgrade makes him pop through 18 layers, a ceramic down to nothing, instantaneously. So I'm actually going to move this guy to first, believe it or not, and I'm going to put this guy on strong now, just because I have a stronger guy. I want to make sure he's going to pop those ceramics and whatnot. This guy will just clean up the rest that's just walking through my defense. And then even further, if we go crazier, we have the, what the heck's it called? I don't remember what it's called. So we're just going to sell this guy, we're going to sell this guy, and see what it's called. It is the Cripple Moab. Alright. So we have the Cripple Moab. As you can tell, I don't use the sniper that often, so I don't even remember all the names of the upgrade. But basically what he does is actually kind of interesting. He is actually going to stop a Moab for a second. You know, around a second or so. As you get higher tier balloons, you know, a Moab he's going to stun for a lot longer. Almost forever, basically. If he keeps hitting the same Moab, he's basically going to stall the Moab forever. A BFB, on the other hand, will slowly sneak by. You'll see it stops, goes, stops and goes, stops and goes, and just continuously does that for a long time. So we're going to get the Cripple Moab here, but it does not add any extra popping power, and that's something to note. It doesn't add any more layers. So really, this $7,000 upgrade is only meant for Moab-class balloons. And yes, it can help, but overall, it's really not that efficient, in my opinion. In my opinion, which I'm not a sniper user. Alright, so now we need to talk about the other sided upgrades. This guy, is he rushing us with blacks, or are they just blacks coming out? I really don't know. We're going to get a few more dart monkeys just to defend these guys really quick. Make sure we can defend them. And also we need some extra camera detection just in case, because we only really have these 2 snipers and the dart monkeys down here, which isn't that much overall. But when we move over to the right side, so now we have faster firing, which is kind of self-explanatory. He just shoots faster, but I would say getting 2 snipers up to 1-0 is probably better than getting 1 sniper up to 1-1. Just spend a little bit extra money to make him slightly better. At least that's my opinion. So, the next upgrade is Night Vision Goggles, which adds camo detection, a fairly important upgrade, but also it's self-explanatory. If you need camo detection, just get the upgrade. It's not that expensive, and overall it's fairly effective. So we're going to get another tack shooter up to Ring of Fire. I'm just in the mood, man. We're just going to get rid of these guys. I might have to do a rush fairly soon. If we do, I'm just going to sell this sniper right here because he's worth $11,000. Holy crap. But then moving up to the next upgrade, this is really the big, delicious sniper upgrade. If you're going to use a sniper, you're probably going to end up using the 2-3 sniper. I always talk about 3rd tier upgrades for almost every single tower, because the 3rd tier upgrades are like the deciding factor on if the tower is usually good or not. It doesn't matter if these low tier upgrades are good. If you have a good 3rd tier upgrade or a 4th tier upgrade, it doesn't matter, man. It can be a really good tower. So when we're talking about this guy, the semi-automatic rifle shoots 3 times as fast. So, of course it is expensive, $2,750, but we're adding a ridiculous amount of speed, 3 times as fast. Now, as a 0-3 sniper, he's pretty much worthless. He's only going to pop a few little baby layers in here. So, again, pretty much useless at this point. But if you get the other set of upgrades, if you get the full metal jacket, now we're popping, those 4 balloons per shot, times 3 times speed, so we're getting a lot more popping power. And then if we go even crazier, we get the .50 on top of this guy, which also I didn't get, so let's just sell this guy. We already talked about him. .50 and the semi-automatic rifle at the same time. Then we have a ridiculously awesome... Oh, this guy's going to do a oh my god against me. I don't think I can defend this. So we're just going to say, suck my balls, I don't need you. Suck my balls, I don't need you. And we're going to go for a counter rush of a bunch of these guys. A bunch of... Oh, we killed him anyways. Natural Bloods killed him. Alright. Alright, so that was interesting. So let's play one more quick game in here. We probably won't go quite as late game as we just did. And talk about... a few more interesting points about the sniper. I want to talk about the 2.3 and the 2.4 upgrade just a little bit more, because those are the most important upgrades to talk about. And then also some interesting facts about the sniper that not that many people really know about. So we got Cameron Dalton here. Of course, we got the worst level ever. Should I skip it? Screw it. Let's keep it, man. If he skips it, he skips it. But I'm not going to go any sort of farms or anything here. I'm just going to get a lot of base towers, and we're getting a bonus, which we get a banana farm. Which I just said I didn't need banana farms, but okay. Alright, the game's just working against me today, right? So we're going to do a few dart monkeys just to start off the game. Since I'm not going banana farms, this game should seem pretty reasonably easy. I might rush with some weird zebra rushes or something on round like 12 or something, just to take them down. And they'll get a few random snipers and just, again, make sure you put them always on strong. Almost always on strong. So there we go, we got 2 random snipers on strong, and I'm also going to get my dart monkey up to 0-3 fairly quickly. So this guy has nothing to pop balloons in the middle here, so I'm just going to cause him a little bit of havoc over there. Just some random red balloons coming out against him. But now we need to talk about the 3rd and the 4th tier upgrade a little bit more. So the semi-automatic rifle, like I was telling you guys, absolutely awesome. If you're going to use one of those guys, you need to make sure you do that. If you upgrade to a 2-3, we're popping 7 layers per shot, so all rainbow-type balloons are pretty much getting annihilated down to reds. Zebras, completely annihilated. Blacks, whites, pinks, everything completely annihilated with one shot. And again, rainbows, I think they go down to reds, which, honestly, I would much rather fight a few little measly reds right next to each other than a rainbow balloon, quite obviously. But then, moving even further, this is where it gets kind of interesting. You have the supply drop, which I believe it said it was $8,000 now. It used to be much more expensive than that. When should you use that? Never, ever, ever, don't ever use the supply drop. I'm telling you guys, just don't even think about using it. Just don't use it. Supply drop is the most terrible, quite possible the most terrible upgrade in the game. We're talking about sending out, pinks upon pinks upon pinks, and eventually we get our eco up to a reasonable degree, It does take time, and it does take a little bit of effort. Snipers on the hatch is like, boop, 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 upgrade. So it's kind of nice that you just get, you click that little upgrade, and basically they give you some cash. Some little supply drop, monkey ace comes by and just drops some money for you. So, yeah, in that sense, it's kind of nice, because you don't really have to do too much to it to make it happen. On the other hand, it is not worth the money. Not worth the money. Not worth the money. $8,000! No! No! If we're going to nerf something in the game, or buff something in the game, it needs to be the 2-4 sniper. I don't care, dude. I don't care. You need to buff him. He is not useful at all in the game until at least around 25 or 30 or something like that. And then at that point, who's getting a supply drop? Nobody. That's probably the most underused tower in the game. Nobody uses it. Because it's bad. No, I must admit that, like I was saying, sometimes I really downplay these things, and I make them seem like they're the worst thing in the world, and they're probably not as bad as I say. I know. But I really do feel like, just trust me on this. Try not to use them if at all possible. You're probably not even trying to get them anyways. So we got this guy up to strong. I'm going to get full metal jacket up to strong as well. And we'll get a double full metal jacket up to strong. So I really haven't gone for very many rushes today. So the special things about the sniper, we talked about all of the upgrades. In general, 2-3 snipers are really good. I don't really recommend the ceramic popping power, the 3-2. It's a possibility, you can use him, but in general, he's probably not the best thing ever. Now, against Moabs, this is the weird thing. Snipers are fairly good against Moabs. They shoot really fast, and they do a ton of damage to it. So, they're fairly good. Now, the only problem is most of the time you got these guys on strong, right? Now, if you have more than one Moab coming out, he's going to keep attacking the Moab with the most health. So he's not going to kill the kill the first Moab and then move on to the second Moab and then kill that one and then move on to the third Moab. No, he's not going to do that. He's going to keep attacking the strongest balloon on the screen. So in that sense, if you have more than one Moab or more than one BFB on the screen, he has a pretty big weakness. And that is just trying to attack all the Moabs at once. And, of course, if you leave him on first, he is attacking a lot of these lower-tier balloons, which is probably also what you don't want to do. So it's really no good way to pop the Moabs with the sniper. So with that sense, I don't really recommend them that much against Moabs. But the cool thing about them is if you do end up damaging the Moab a certain amount... So it's kind of hard to explain without actually showing you guys. But, for example, if we just had a sniper shooting a Moab, and then we had him pop the Moab, it'll probably pop into ceramics. But... if we pop him, if we do like 7 damage or something like that, so we also don't have that much cam detection, if we do something like 7 damage to him, or I don't know the exact amount of damage, because I don't really use this at all, it's just a special, kind of fun thing to note. In that scenario, you can actually make the Moab turn straight into like reds or blues. You can't annihilate the Moab, but you can make it turn down into reds or blues or maybe greens or something like that, which is kind of fun, kind of interesting, you know? At least I like it. I like the thought of that you can actually do something like that. So this is probably going to end up losing. Oh man, these pinks are kind of ridiculous. These pinks were dangerous, man. Get a few random 0-0 snipers. I'm just going to leave them on first for now because I have a stronger sniper. Now this is another thing that I kind of told you guys, always put your snipers on strong. Unless you have, for example, a 2-3 sniper, a really strong sniper, something that pops 7 layers per shot. And then you have a 0-0 sniper. You don't want the 0-0 sniper, who can only pop 2 balloons per shot, hitting these really strong balloons. Because in that scenario, you're only popping them down 2 layers, when you can pop them down 7 layers. Really easily with this 2-3 sniper. So in that scenario, you might be better off just getting some snipers to clean up the balloons they're trying to leak on through. And that's why sometimes putting these guys on first. Now, if you did end up having if you had a 2-0 sniper and a 2-3 sniper, then it would be okay to put them both on strong. So this guy is going to rush us with balloon energy with greens and blacks and some weird-looking zebras over there. All right. Good, I guess. He sort of did some damage. Interesting, to say the least. Alright, so it's about that time, guys. Let's kill this guy. I think I'm just going to rush with some zebras. Some zebras, man. We'll see what happens with these zebras. I don't know if they're going to kill him, but it looks like they probably will. I didn't even rush with that many. Oh, it looks like his helicopter might actually defend them. Oh, good for him. So we're going to sell our sniper, say boom shakalaka, and rush with an even bigger group to zebra rush. Also, will battle energy on my side, because now I don't have the sniper anymore to do that extra damage, and we do end up killing him, so fantastic. So the last thing that I wanted to mention really quick is, what is the rating for the sniper? What do I give him? I give him a sad little 4. You can't use him very much in the early game, you can't use him very much in the mid, like, maybe a little bit in the mid game, and then by the time you get to the late game, the snipers are still not at that great of a tower. So, overall, I give him, like, a 4. You just really can't use him that much. And if I was going to buff him, I would buff a lot of things about him. I would make the 2-3 sniper slightly cheaper, definitely make the ceramic layer popping power cheaper, I would definitely make the 2-4 sniper cheaper, and I would definitely make the 4-2 sniper slightly cheaper. I would make just about everything cheaper. But I don't really care about the 2 upgrades on the bottom. The 2 upgrades on the left and the 2 upgrades on the right, those can stay the same. But other than that, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, press the like. I'd really appreciate that. And have a super duper delicious day.